There. Now we're live. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share this too. Hi, everybody. As you can see in the bottom of my screen here, it says my name. I'm Zane Daniel, and of course, this is Karen Swain, and she's gonna make this go share it on her page too. That's kind of why we're. Hi, everybody. Oh, I can hear you can see at the bottom of my.
Okay. Sorry, that was it's a bit of a delay.
Right.
Okay, I'm sharing it. I'm sharing it. I'm sharing it.
Mine's still loading, so it hasn't shared yet. I haven't gotten to the point where I can share it yet.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Share now publicly. Share to your story.
Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, share.
I'm sharing it everywhere. Yeah.
Sharing
the page.
I'm still waiting for mine to load. I've got too much stuff going on with the interface and everything. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, I see. Okay. My gosh, there's still more options here. Well, I can't even figure out how to share it to my page, which is kind of funny. That's all right.
Yeah, you have to go down the bottom. On the share button, it says start a watch party. You've got to go further down, share to a group, watch together. And there it says share publicly, share to your story. And then you press share and you can share it to other pages.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and talk a little bit. This is an exciting time because we're about 5 weeks away from the Higher Self Expo. This will be the second one. The first one was May 16th of this year, and it really came about because of the lockdown. I sold my house in Chicago, and I travel around the country in a camper van going to and speaking at expos and conferences and festivals. And then when all that dried up, I went, oh my gosh, now what am I going to do? And so I was stuck at a friend's house in Phoenix, Arizona, going, okay, we got to have a solution for this. And decided, oh, I know what I could do. Why don't I go ahead and create an online expo? So I grabbed a couple of lightworker friends and we put it together in a very short time. We had a full day with, I forget what it was, 14 speakers, all high vibrational lightworkers. The amount of energy that came through was off the charts. And so this time now, learning a lot from that very first one. We're going to do it over 2 days instead. And so we've got 22 speakers this time over 2 separate days. And I don't think we had any Australians in the first one. So now I know we've got a couple, including who I'm sitting next to right now. So that's exciting. And so as we all know, we decided to do a theme for this one also, which is pretty exciting. Except for mine.
What was the theme for your first one?
There wasn't one. It was just Lightworkers extravaganza. Yeah. So this one is envisioning our 5D society, and I'm super excited about it because we're bringing in people, lightworkers, of course, who are going to be helping us get over our blocks and expand our light bodies to prepare us for that. But then we also have people that are actually doing regular everyday work to try to make our society better, which is going to lead us to a 4D, to a 5D, and beyond. And so we're going to have some of those people on, which is really exciting and a little bit unusual for a metaphysical expo, because some of these folks they don't call themselves light workers. They're just really working hard on trying to make society better. They don't realize that they're light workers, of course, but they are. So that's going to be really fun to have them integrated into the group. And I'm sure a few of us will rub off on them. Yeah. So anyway, with all that said, I would love it. Oh, let me turn off this. I'm still getting used to all the little fancy things I can do on the screen here. So Karen, I would love it if you could introduce yourself to everybody so they know. I'm sure a lot of people already know who you are, but we've also got some people who I'm sure have never seen you before. So.
Oh, absolutely. Who am I? Okay, so my elevator pitch is, obviously the name, Karen Swain. So activator, accelerator, acclimator, and accentuator of the New World teachers. Do you like that one?
Yeah.
Somebody said to me, you've got to come up with an elevator pitch, and it took me about 15 years to come up with that one.
The idea is for it to be small, not 15 years worth. Wow, okay, that's good.
It just puts it in a nutshell, because, I think we discover who we are as we live. When we start out as healers, like you, Zane, it's like, who am I and what am I offering and what do I call myself and how does this work? But, as we keep working, we see who we are and we see the people that we attract. And it's an ever-evolving thing. I remember being 16 and having everyone come over and tell me all their problems. Like I was still doing it then. I was doing the same thing, but I had no idea I was doing it then, because I was thinking I want to be a fashion designer or something else. But so the New World teachers, they're the people that are waking up, and I call them the difference makers. You were saying that the people that are working towards a better life, they don't call themselves light workers, but they're the difference makers. They're the envisioners. They're the creators. We're all this aspect of the creator, and we're creating our life. And what I'm passionate about and what you're doing with this expo, envisioning a 5D society, is just so cool, because what's happening now in the world is that there's so much crazy stuff going down, right? Mm-hmm. And it's taking all our attention.
Yes.
So we're focused on what's happening, mm-hmm. instead of focusing on what we want. Right. And so when life is sort of boring, we can dream about what we want in our lives, where we want to go, what we want to envision. But when life is like crazy, like it is at the moment, all our powerful focus goes on what's happening. And obviously what we focus on, we expand. Yes. And there's just so many light workers, difference makers, light weavers, New World teachers, doing that at the moment. And I think that what you're doing with this expo is just so important to just bring us back to, what do you want? How do you want to live? Put your focus on that. Put your action behind what you want, instead of fighting what is that you don't agree with.
Right. And right now we're in a transition experience, right? This is not the end. This is a transition to something amazing, most likely. But if we don't focus on what that amazing thing is, if we don't take advantage of the vision board aspects, the manifestation possibilities, then we just continue to manifest the same old crap. So, let's take advantage of this opportunity and get excited about everything that's happening and all the upheaval and all that. That's what's required in order to have big change. So let's go for it.
Absolutely, that's what's required. And what I'm seeing at the moment with the crazy crap that's happening, and look, the world has gone completely insane. And there is just some crazy.
It's a great movie, isn't it? It's a great movie.
It's 2020. It's just like, the ETs are just loving it. They're just the best sitcom in the galaxy. But as we focus on the crazy, and it does seem illogical what's happening, like there's so much science that governments are not listening to. Mm-hmm. And it's not consciousness stuff, it's just logical stuff that science, that governments are implementing rules and regulations that goes completely against the science. And so it is crazy. But yeah, how can we live a fifth dimensional reality while we're experiencing a third? And that's the real trouble here. That's the challenge here. That not to judge any of it, not to push against it. And I think that most people think, light workers or not, that in order to change something, we have to, push against what we don't like. Yeah. And there is a powerful law in the universe that says, what you resist persists. Exactly. So just like you and I were yakking before you turn the cameras on, the recording on, in order to transform anything, you have to see the divinity in it. Like Paul Selig says, when you can gaze upon something and see the divinity in it, your attention to it transforms it. So what we tend to do as humans is we tend to gaze upon what we disagree with and push against it and say, this is not okay, this is not right. I've got to do something about it.
Right. And if you ignore it, or if you choose to turn the other way, that means you support it. And that, there's that rhetoric too, right? That's just completely wrong. But let's not dive into that too much. Let's talk a little bit about, what is your talk going to be about?
Oh, well, that's actually what it's about. So living in a fifth dimensional world is about, understanding the laws of nature, understanding the law of creation, understanding we live in this buffer of time, right? So a third dimensional reality is where frequency moves slower. There are a lot of people that have had, things like near-death experiences or accidents that have said that when the car struck me, everything slowed down and it was like I was in slow motion. Have you ever heard that?
Oh yeah, I've experienced it.
Right. And so what that is it's actually you seeing this dimension in the time frame that the higher people see us in. So if you're an extra dimensional being that is looking on at planet Earth, we're all in slow motion. They run faster. Their frequency, everything's run fast. So moving into a fifth dimensional reality is actually speeding up the energy and frequency. That's why we can't perceive, multidimensional, extra-dimensional, extraterrestrial beings, because their frequency spins at a rate that our eyes, the cones and rods in our eyes, does not perceive it. Just like a fan, when you make a fan spin really fast, it becomes invisible.
Yeah.
So living in a fifth dimensional reality is actually all about speeding up your frequency, and speeding up your frequency is donning the frequency of love, because love is a faster frequency. Love, joy, acceptance. So all that we were talking about just then is what we're going to discuss in the expo. With my clients and with the group I have online, what we speak about a lot is contacting our multidimensional selves. So that's our higher self, or our angelic self, or our spirit guides, or talking to dead people, because we are all one. Talking to another aspect of self is like you're another aspect of self, really. Everyone is another aspect, but multi-dimensional selves. So we have to speed up our frequency in order to do that. And that is about letting go of resistance and forgiving those that you have resentment against, forgiving people that you don't even know that you have a resentment against. It's about speeding up your frequency and living more in flow. Yeah, and everything just flows.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to see what you have to say and what all the other people. And it's really fun too. Like, you are in Australia, and you interview people all the time. You have your own show. You could tell everybody a little bit about that if you'd like.
Yeah, well, part of the what was it? The accentuating the new world teachers is the show. So when I was young, in my 30s, I was showcasing teachers every Monday night. So psychics used to say to me all the time, you'll be speaking in front of lots of people. And for someone that was just desperately shy and not someone that liked to be out in the front of, I just thought that's never going to happen. But I thought, look, if these people keep telling me. So I started with a group called the Academy of Light, and they had a guest teacher and a meditation every Monday night, and I became the facilitator, and I used to introduce the person and then help them run their workshops. And so I did that in my 30s, and then in my 40s I'm like, okay, it's going to be all about me now, forget the others, it's going to be all about me. And I found myself on radio wanting to teach people about deliberate creation and law of attraction. And then I went to a radio station that didn't allow talk back because they didn't have a 7-second delay on the phone. So the public couldn't ring up and ask questions. So I found myself interviewing people again. Here I was showcasing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I can't get away from this. As much as I want to make it all about me and what I have to say, I find myself putting other people on my show. And as you're doing, Zane. So, I've had you on my show and in the Inner Sanctum, and people just love you. You're an amazing teacher. You really are. And, it's we're all in this together. So it's not really just about what I've got to say, just like we were talking before. We've all got a puzzle piece, and it's beautiful to bring us all together. And I think that as we move forward into a new world, we're going to do this together. and we have to come together and bring our minds together in order to create a new society and not get so swept up in the old society, which is really drawing our attention towards it. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Well, and I know that I've pulled a few people that you've interviewed on your show to be in this expo. So I thank you for your guest list because I was able to get a few wonderful people, and I'll be interviewing them just like this as we get closer and closer to the event. So thanks for coming on with me to do this. And I'm super excited about it. And again, you'll want to, if you're interested, you'll definitely want to sign up at higherselfexpo.com. You can be on the mailing list. You'll get the list of speakers, of which 11 haven't even been announced yet. We have a keynote speaker that hasn't been announced yet. We haven't announced the schedule yet. So there's plenty more information and plenty more to come. So definitely sign up for that so you can be included in this one and in all the future ones, which I'm sure we're going to just continue to expand and expand. Right now we're hosting this live on Facebook and YouTube, and I could see that continuing to expand as the years go by. And I've already kind of got the dates for the next one already, so it's going to be in January of 2021. So there's plenty more to come with all this.
So this one's in September, right? What dates again?
Yes, it's September 12th and 13th. Yeah.
What's the times?
I still have to work that out too, because we've got you Australians that really throw it all off, and the Europeans at the same time. So you guys only have a couple of hours available in the day where we can all be on at the same time. So that makes it definitely challenging. But the nice thing is, of course, it'll all be recorded and you can watch them at any point. So that's not a big deal at all.
Yeah. Thanks, darling.
All right. Thank you. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks on the expo.
Bye.